Why discipline without self-compassion leads to collapse. So if your body was a business partner rather than a tool, would it still be working with you, or would it have filed for divorce years ago?
I think that's definitely an important self-reflection, because what that's saying is that, you treat others differently to how you treat yourself. Quite often it's obvious if you're working with somebody that is not fulfilling, number one, their role, but also your needs as a business partner. But when it's yourself and it's like, okay, would I fire me right now? Is another way that I've looked at it before. I think this is part of the reason why I work so hard. It's like every job I've ever been in, I've been got rid of because I don't have it anymore. It's like, so would I fire me right now is a question that I've taken with me throughout any business venture. It's like, if I had a proper job, what would my schedule say to do today? And if I don't do those things, what would my boss say? And you've almost created a character to make sure you can live up to your expectations. The problem is when you're in control of that and you want to get a lot done, you've got to be a pretty harsh boss on yourself, because what's the actual punishment for you not doing it? Feasibly, nobody's going to punish you because you are the boss. But I think in terms of if your body was your business partner, would you be happy or would you file for divorce? It's a very, very deep and interesting thought process to go through. It's another angle of the same thing. I'm curious to know what you would think about that. Do you have similar thoughts?
So it's an interesting reflection, like you say, because it does require you to go a little bit more introspective and ask, how am I treating myself? Am I working with myself and with my body and listening to the signals it's trying to give me? Or am I disregarding them for the sake of what we might call discipline? Because don't lie, like we always say discipline is super important. It is, absolutely. But if it's coming at the expense of burnout, fatigue, exhaustion, just your body trying to tell you signals, and you're not working with your body, then is discipline what it's cracked up to be sometimes? It is interesting. It's a real deep dive into this. So I have got a question. Do you think people are more honest with themselves or more honest with other people? The reason I ask is because you were saying, if say you're working with a business partner, would you be more honest with them, or would you be more honest with yourself when it comes to working alone? So do you think people are more honest with other people or more honest with themselves?
I think I have a two-pronged answer.
Please tell me.
I think you're definitely more honest with others than you are yourself, especially in a business relationship, and probably a mature adult sexual relationship as well. You should be open and honest with the other person, because communication is what the business or relationship lives or dies on. Secondly, I think you're also more honest about others to yourself. So that allows room for judgments, for all of that area of thinking. When it comes to yourself, you're definitely going to judge yourself more harshly than probably anyone else will judge you. But will you be open and honest about your biggest weaknesses? I think those are things that in our own heads we try and cloud and we try and hide away because it's not something that we want to deal with.
I like how you're approaching it. It's a lot more layered than just a simple question, like you say. So it is a case of trying to understand where you're at and what your self-talk is. So I definitely think there's some people that might say they're more honest with themselves because they can be open. They don't have to lie. They don't have to pretend. They can just strip down those mirrors and those walls that they've built up and just be with themselves and meet them where they're at. I would like to think that's somewhat of a healthy answer. But then when people tend to turn inwards, we can also look extremely negative, or we can look overtly positive and inflate one's sense of self. But then there's also likely people that are probably more honest with other people than they are with themselves. Where do you think you sit on that? Are you more honest with other people? Or are you more honest with yourself?
It's definitely been a development journey. to get here, but I'm definitely more honest. Well, before I used to find it really difficult to be honest with others. I used to people please. I used to feel like I wasn't worthy of being in the conversation in the first place, and therefore wouldn't be honest because I was worried that my opinion would lead to them chucking me out of the conversation, not being a part of the group. Now I'm able to be honest because I respect myself more. I don't feel like I have to please people. My circle will form around me, and I'm the center of my universe, not me being a part of everyone else's, if that makes sense. In terms of honesty with myself, it's very difficult for me to understand. We were having a conversation in one of the short videos about sort of if you want to have open and honest communications with other people, how you've got to make sure that your intentions are correct, but also you've got to meet them where they're at. I struggle to do that with myself because I don't know really what my intentions are to start with, and then I don't know what level I'm at. So it's very difficult for me to come to terms with being honest with myself in terms of maybe how I'm feeling, or whether or not I should work 16 hours today or whether I should work 5 hours today. I look at it very logically, which doesn't allow any room for how you're feeling.
That actually sounds like a very honest answer of the question, though. So maybe the irony is you're trying to search for more than the actual answer is. Because honesty is just being authentic. It's not having any lies. You know, you're honestly saying, I don't feel like I know myself maybe as well as I should do. That's a pretty damn good answer when it comes to honesty. And I wonder how many people can say the same. They go, you know what? I don't know exactly who I am, but I'm trying to work it out every day. And they're open and honest with themselves. And they have discussions saying, did I like that? Yeah, I think I did. Am I working hard today? Maybe I could do a little bit more. So I think it's more, is someone having a dialogue with themselves? Are they trying to put up a facade for themselves? Are they trying to pretend they're more than they think they are or less than they think they are? But I think it's really difficult because then it just touches on the idea of the ego. And really, the ego is just how we define ourselves, and the ego is constantly changing. And you might find that you're more honest with yourself after a really good day because you can just reflect a little bit more naturally,